gonna say I
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you guys are all doing well. Welcome here to a very wet Spa-Francorchamps. We had a dry during practice, but now it is raining quite significantly. Welcome everyone to the Simnet 6 hours of Spa-Francorchamps here on Assetto Corsa Competizione. It's been a while since I've been in this game. It's been a while since I've been on the mic for this one. My last one was the first endurance event we did at Imola, I believe that was. Yes, that was indeed the case. So yeah, obviously since then a lot has changed. We've had some very long endurance races which have all been very exciting to watch, but now I'm finally back behind this microphone. It's good to see you guys are here. My name is Ricky, and today I'll be the host for the qualifying and the next hour afterwards. So we're gonna see how this goes. First off, we have the AM class getting out. There's some familiar names. Come from Horn, for example, still representing Assetto Racing team, as he has been for a while now. It was just right during practice as well, so it's gonna be quite difficult to get used to here. The weather not really looking too great for the coming half hour, so the entirety of qualifying is gonna be wet. Now, as always, we have the group divided into two groups. Oh my, that's already a big slide from Car from Horn. But as I was gonna say, we have two groups here of drivers. We have the AM class and we have the Pro class. And the Pro class obviously the faster drivers normally, although we have seen that the drivers in the AM class are very competitive as well. But we're seeing that Car from Horn is really struggling to get that grip in this very wet track with very cold tires. 16 teams currently in the server. Not quite the biggest field we've seen, but obviously ACC has become a little bit less popular nowadays, unfortunately. That was to be expected as well, of course. So, interesting to see how this will all follow along. I have no expectations of this one whatsoever. Just going to enjoy the ride, and we'll see what happens. As we already see, Venor currently waiting for his way out here. Just making sure there's a little bit of space between the drivers before they start going. Now looking to get out there on the first laps. This is David Hill behind the wheel. Teammate with Oliver Dewick, representing Vivid Global Racing, a team that I know quite well, as they have both actually driven in the first competition that I ever did broadcasting for. That was Amigos Racing League back in the day. We're talking like 2 or 3 years ago. And the Flying Scotsman is now out here trying to do work during qualifying. Oliver Dewick, his German teammates, gonna make sure they get the deed done. And we already see that Alex Zachtal has had a little bit of a moment here. He sets into the pits, as was to be expected here. Jan Barf out there for Assetto Racing team. It's not actually a Dutch team by itself. We've got a couple other ones. Fun as that is. We'll see how this goes. Right now there is no info on it just yet though. Jan Barf trying to do his thing. As first drivers are getting ready to really push out. They're on their first qualifying and flying laps. But to me, the biggest factor is here, how is the weather going to change around? That is going to be the most tricky thing here. This is Srinja Zoranovic coming to Arouge and Radion. Lacking grip and on the edge of it already. He's gone almost wide there. He's able to keep the car going in a straight line. That by itself is a little bit of a surprise. As Cappy made it out representing the Formula Racing League team. See the organizers of this endurance event. As we do see now, first couple drivers are getting laps in. Ferrantini yet to follow in. He's going to do that right now, the Italian. The Italians have always been very well represented in this league as well. Very good to see them out there. Mirko Fiorentino is going to take first fastest for now. Alford's obviously going to have a lot more to do. We see two drivers approaching all at once. Ian Juman out there. Gotta make sure that you're not being held up here either. So this is a little bit tricky here. The man behind, I assume that is David Hill again. He goes fifth fastest. David Hill goes second fastest. You can just see that he's getting very frustrated. He wants to get by. And how are they going to go side by side during qualifying? That would be quite something. No, okay, let's let him go. Not happy about that one a bit. It's actually going to go for the reset here. Van Horn's had a little bit of a moment and is finding himself into the barrier. That's what I assume. Let's go and watch that one back then. Yep, just goes sliding on the uphill. Saves it rather well, gets onto the AstroTurf, but I guess his lap's been disqualified. So he actually hasn't hit the wall aggressively or anything like that. Still far from optimal, of course. Arnaud Delasseux out there. The BMW M4 GT3. Now keep in mind, they only have 15 minutes total to get a qualifying lap in. Arnaud Delasseux would really like to back a punch here. Currently finding himself out there on track. He's actually a pro driver out there. Is he meant to be there? That's the question, because he's currently... Yes, okay, no, this is correct. Never mind. So, as the pros are out there... Oh, big hit for Jan Barf there. Yeah, that is end of the lap right there. Probably some damage to BMW. He's got to make his way around. For a second I thought that my telemetry had glitched, but it turns out it has recovered itself. It's also been a while since I've been on ACC, so very good to be back, but it's probably not going to be the smoothest ride we've ever had. Staska took it out there, first lap in there, beautiful stuff out there for him, and that is now a very nice pole lap out there. Everyone's out there right now on this field. Van Horn is trying to get out there. Now there's just 20 minutes left. Time's running out. Well, now first we're going to split qualifying, but turns out we're not. Maybe that was a decision changed later on in the season. Fantasca is currently the one to go fastest. .21.5 minutes to go. This man still leads. Jumo's going a little bit slowly, but has recovered quite well. Edwin Norris out there now. MME Group Motorsport Alpha 2 car. Now, so far, I must say, I'm once again very impressed by the diversity of liveries we have. Captain Maid's going to try coming in. And he's going to go very, very wide on that. So, really wasn't on the greatest of laps. In fact, wasn't even on the time lap right there. But that's also not going to help your confidence getting into that first push lap. You already have a slow exit and things like that. So, yeah, this will have to do for now. Van Horn trying to cross that line right now. 3:35 mark, so no way a competitive lap, of course. Marked in the red, rightfully so. It's not Exacto that goes 5th fastest right now, but it's still the Italians leading all the way. Even a hard hitter like Thomas Knoppe currently struggling to get out there. I mainly know him for his Lamborghini stints, has now swapped over to the Aston Martin for this race. And is once again a very competitive car out there. Ooh, goes a little bit wide, that's sketchy, and I think, no, actually hasn't been invalidated, but it's going to cost him time, of course, on that live delta. So, not going to be proving much this lap, if at all. It's currently around the neutral mark, but we'll have our eyes out on that. Next to come in is Mirko Fiorentini, currently already 4/10 quicker. That should push him into provisional pole if he manages to get this lap going quite well. And the last turns seem nothing out of the ordinary. He's done that well and should be able to shave off a 10th, maybe even 5/10. That is going to be provisional pole for Mirko Fiorentini with 20 minutes to go. Thomas Knoppe yet to come in, has really picked up the pace in the last couple sectors, and just as I was saying, he isn't going to make this lap. Well, he's actually got himself a chance now to shave off 4/10, which wouldn't put him into a different position, but it would solidify his own position as it stands right now in the 3rd place. I'll try and do it, and as you know, as the spoiler says as well, sim racing at its very best, that's what we're here for. And that's it. Gets the improvement in, but out of fuel afterwards to do anything significant. Who do we have out there then that's currently doing a very good lap? Let's see. We have Tom Ferrier out there. His delivery has unfortunately not synced in with us, so a little bit sketchy there for both of them. Or behind also a little bit of a moment, but still we're going to see improvements. Sides to end it right there as well. Moves up to 9. That's Srinja Zoranovic. Try and come out there and do something else. Crosses the line. P7 it is. Lots of drivers here resetting into the pits. Let's stay aboard with Alessandro Landolfi, who's currently about a 10th of his own pace right now. So I wonder if it's going to be a possibility to make up that time in the last couple corners. This is obviously all flat out. So it's mainly going to be about nailing that brake marker in the last one. And it seems like he has lost a little bit of pace there. So it's not going to be improving afterwards by the looks of it. That's a shame. That will have to do. More drivers coming in behind him also, including current pole sitter Mirko Fiorentini, once again looking to shave 3/10 off. And once again, just solidifies his position with a 2:25. Very impressive lap times. Let's stay aboard with Alex Sakta, who's currently 6/10 off the pace. And with that, I mean in a positive way. 7/10 is making up right now. A little bit wide, lost a little bit of time there. Luckily, there's a corner coming up where he can recover that. As we go in again. What can happen? I wonder. Axactal trying to stay out there also. Oh, that's actually not bad at all here. Should be able to shave off about a second. That will push him into the top 5 for sure. And actually it does. Very close by Thomas Knoppe. But not able to beat him out just yet here. Adolf is still on this lap. But I wanted to highlight another man right now, but I can't seem to find him. Where is he? Where is he gone? 2:21 of Thomas Knoppe, who's fallen out of the top 3 now. He's not looking to make this recovery this time around. Either, I am afraid. No, indeed. Can't really make that happen. Shame for now. Would absolutely love to, but guess that's what happens. have the yellow flag out. It seems that Tom Frears had a little bit of a moment. Waits patiently, but his lap time is over. And now David Hill, one of the slower pro drivers right now, surprisingly. Gnome is a very, very quick one. Let's see then how this is going to be going. Seems good for now. AV Hill needs to try and make something. Is sliding a little bit with the rear tires. They're also really trying to extract the maximum pace here, which he has been able to do. 0.2 of a second he's gaining right now. And now the man managed to finish up P2. Now first day in the Masters of ACC of Spa should be very comfortable on this track, but the conditions were very, very different if I recall correctly. About 14 minutes left to go for him to improve, and he's currently on a fast one. Once again, it's just so sketchy. We have the 993 going off. That is Alan Palmer, who's come to a stop and then resets into the pits. Let's see what's going to get out there, as once again we see a couple drivers really needing to make those recoveries. David Hill's picked up pace. 7th fastest right now. We've got a couple missers as well right now, I've just heard, because we have the 24 hours of the Nordschleife going on LFM. It's a busy weekend for the endurance racing enjoyers in general. Now we have another yellow flag. Edwin Norris gone really, really wide right there. As David Hill is still half a second clear. So we're missing a couple here, drivers here, because of other endurance races. Keep in mind as well that the 24 hours of Le Mans is going to be starting pretty soon, and that I mean in about an hour. So gonna see how that goes. David Hill should be able to do this quite well now. P6 is moved up to. De La Souza had a little bit of a moment here, the Frenchman. Now you can really see that the pros are just so much quicker. The only ones not really out are Jan Barf, who's still in last position for now. Yet to set a timed lap. And Daniil Nagaitsev, who struggled for control so far in his McLaren. It's not been easy, I must admit. You can also see that the brands of cars here are very limited. No Porsches this time around, no Ford Mustang either. UP not really favoring it. That's why we're not seeing those out there as much as you'd expect. Now we see also Masaska getting ready to start his lap. Just creating some distance here to the 22. I was about to say, why is that? Why is he driving slowly? But that was that. You see that some of these drivers, especially Tusk, has been out there consistently. I mean, 5 laps, the only driver on 5 laps right now. Majority of them are on 2 or 3. A couple are on 4. So we are also seeing here that the drivers out there trying to put that effort in. Thomas Knoppek here, looking to improve massively right now, is half a second clear of what he used to be. Getting used to the wet weather very much here. Once again the yellow's out, but it seems to fix itself rather quickly. Nagaitsev finally looking to pick up the pace, but still only got a second off as it stands right now. Thomas Knoppek on the absolute limit. Eats that curb. Car seems stable enough. Has this just been invalidated? Yes, it has, unfortunately. I believe at least. That's at least what the telemetry is telling me. It's just a little bit too much. Shame, really. Indeed, it doesn't really help out that much. by the looks of it. Happy mate. Currently P10, looking to shave off about a second if he can. Would help him a lot, but currently not there with it. Currently quite a few drivers out there. We have 14 cars out there on track with only the car of David Hill, the number 70 in the 188 of Juneman coming in. Daniil Magaitsev. Can't see his OnlyFans livery, but it is out there. Shame we're not able to see that one. As trying to get out there. Still the Italians leading all the way. As we just saw during the beginning of the qualifying. They've been there since basically the beginning. And no one else is really going close. I think maybe Knopik and Zakta were able to give him a run for his money. Lassus has really been struggling with the fast laps a little bit afterwards. So we haven't really seen much from him. Just 10 minutes remaining here on the 7-kilometer long circuit of Circuit of Spa-Francorchamps. A track I've actually had the pleasure of visiting myself. It is really absolutely beautiful, I must admit. In the middle of the Belgian Ardennes. Look to go at it again. Exact out. Trying to come out there. Looking to improve by about half a second. That's going to be very good for him. Improves into P3. Knocking the Frenchman out. Though still not on the front line. Thomas Knopik then looking to bounce back. Also currently half a second. Oh, nope. Never mind. Just as I was saying. Makes a small mistake. That's the end of that one then. Actually, now that I see it too, it was invalidated right before that. It was quick, but fortunately not able to do it. Srinja Zoranovic looking to come out there. How that will be going, I'm not so certain. P8 it is for him. Currently the fastest in his class. Very impressive times we're seeing from a Serbian driver already. But the question is now mainly where can we see him? Zakdal, is he gone off? And he's teleported back to the pits just before we were able to zoom in. Is there anything else that we can see? Zoranovic is currently really nailing his lap out there. Seems to be doing rather well. Zoranovic just trying to do what he can do right now. P8 it is, but he should be improving. Landolfi's had a little bit of a moment and is unfortunately not able to finish up his lap. There he goes, improves to P7, knocking even David Hill down, one of the pro drivers. Honestly, I'm really impressed with how they are looking right now over on this very wet circuit here. And here in the circuit of Spa-Francorchamps in the middle of the Belgian Ardennes, you see that they've used elevation rather nicely to make up this very iconic Formula 1 track, which hosts plenty of international competitions, some of the creme de la creme of motor racing, right? Think about the WEC or Formula 1. I actually had the pleasure of visiting the WEC last time around. They're one of the coolest trips I've ever made, motorsports related. And just over 7 kilometers long. It's quite a long circuit, so you're seeing the laps are taking quite a while. Currently, fastest lap time is still in the hands of Fiorentini, who is at a 2:25.437, which is just slightly faster than Tasca. It's about 3/10 slower right now. To a comfortable P5. We're also going to see how this ends up going as soon as the rain changes up a little bit, because it's still raining rather heavily, as it normally can be here. Now, obviously, Simnet is probably a name you guys have heard before. They have some pretty cool stuff out there. They're not that new, I should probably say. They have had some time to develop their products and have made some very cool stuff right now. Mainly, for example, the product that I'm interested in are the Simnet SP Pro load cell pedals, which actually come with haptic reactors too. And for the price, you know, I myself used to have some VRS pedals, right? They cost me $600. They were load cells as well, but they didn't have haptics, and that change that I've now made is absolutely beautiful. So check out their haptic pedals if you're interested in some of these. They offer some very cool accessories as well, like a dash and some shifters now to go with that as well. So if you're interested, make sure to give Simnet a go as well. And also, as always, a massive shout out to our sponsors that you can find over in the bottom right. SimLab being, of course, a very big one as well. Pitbull Live, some of my favorite. I actually have a SimLab rig right now. I must say it is absolutely amazing. Fiorentini is still looking to get out there and get some faster laps in. Just 3 minutes left to go. Fiorentini, let's see if he can actually improve on this lap right now. Just that will be such a slam dunk on his opponents right now. This track obviously has been around for a very long time as well. 1979 that is. Now the pros are quicker, but the fastest AM is actually only a couple, well, a couple tenths off, a couple hundredths off in fact, of the slowest pro drivers. So you can see that the gaps are really marginal, and the guys and Jan Barf just not out there being competitive in their own split right now, struggling. Currently stuck between the AMs, and that's never a good sign. Cappy Made has gone, I think, a little bit too wide on that corner exit. Should be able to fix that up a little bit here. Be a very big deal. The Italians still leading all the way there. Fiorentini doing an awesome job right now. Made looking to improve right now. This will push him into the top 10 if he keeps going at this pace, and he's on the limit. It's a very long straight right now. The yellows once again out. We see that Alan Palmer's had to reset to the pits. Unfortunately, Mr. Cleo not really having the greatest of moments right there either. Cappy Mate staying out there. Can happen as time is almost up. 3/10 is what he's managing to shave off. No, actually a bad exit's going to make it 2/10, but still pushes into the top 10. Got to be happy with that. Thomas Knoppe giving it a last run. Has he just gone too wide? No, he has recovered, but it's cost him a little bit of time off the exit just now, and he's no longer really improving, as Hoffmans has had a small moment and is currently standing still. Sending into the pits together. He wants to try and improve this. 2/10 looking to shave off right there. What's it going to be for Thomas Knoppe? A slight improvement, yes it is, but not really going to be enough to push him into the top 2. So still on that third row, he is with 30 seconds left to go. Only 3-1-3. Currently in second position. It's going to be very happy with what this is going right now. Only 1 point between them. And the 221 behind them, the Thomas Knoppek car of the Simnet Racing team, Foster #1. So, you know, getting that slight edge here, and having that advantage of being able to defend rather than having to attack a driver ahead of you might just make a difference. Time's officially up now. We're going to see a couple drivers go over the finish again. Jan Barf is not going to be improving, and he's going to be coming in. Shane Reedy, Alex Sackdal. Actually, gonna stay out there, give it one more shot, but might not be the biggest difference maker. It's not gonna push him into the top 4 at least. Plus, he's actually invalidated his lap all the way through there. Waiting for the driver in P2 to come in right now. Ostaska, next one coming up here. But it's still very close at the top here, which is very impressive to see. This time around, still looking to shave a 10th for 2. In fact, is improving and might just really give Fiorentini a shot for his go there. It's going to be very closer at the end. Not going to be an easy task by any means, though. These endurances obviously aren't all about the qualifying time, but it is going to be a massive confidence booster coming into it. Here in the 5th round. Also turning us halfway through the season at the end of it. Next up is, of course, our biggest race. The 24 Hours of Suzuka coming up next in August. So it's going to be a while till we actually get there. Ostaska's going to be able to improve, but not able to set their fastest lap. It's going to be so close for the losses. No improvements there. A couple drivers still coming. Landolfi's on a good 1/2 a second off here, and that might be able to push him ahead into the top 5 even. We're going to see, and indeed it will. Awesome to see Knoppek's come in, not finishing up the lap. Now it's just waiting for the current pole sitter already. I think he's basically secured it already. We're still looking to go faster, and there's the end already. Fiorentini will take pole here over on the circuit of Spa-Francorchamps. Tasca coming in second, followed by Thomas Knoppek rounding out our top 3. Lasses P4, Landolfi after that, and then we have Zakdal and Hill. Our fastest AM driver is Zoranovic, and before we get into the race, we're going to be taking a very small break, and I'll see you guys in just a moment.
Calling to say I calling to say I
It was dry. Just a second. It then went back to raining and now it's absolutely dry again. The track is still a little bit damp here. During the warm-up lap, it has completely stopped raining here. I am very excited to get into this one. This is going to be one for the ages to me. The 6-hour Spa is about to get underway. I can't wait for this one personally here. We're gonna see how this goes. We are about to get underway. The 16 teams signed up in total for this one. Everyone absolutely ready to keep going. And well, here we are then. Everyone lining up nicely. Not going to be too long until we get going again. We're starting at the GT circuit starter, so the alternative start that they're using in the 24 hours of Spa themselves. And we're going to be good to go. Just a second then. It's going to be very, very exciting coming into this one. It's currently dry. Who knows how this is going to be going here. Different strategies, different driver swaps. A maximum stint timer of 65 minutes is bound to get us going. And well, here we are then. About to get going. We are very close to the line already. Let's see who makes it out alive. Let's see who can do this. 6 hours left to go. We are on the way. Fiorentina's got a drive-through on the start. Oh no, that is probably the worst thing that could have happened. Worked so hard doing qualifying. Now that has all gone to waste. You do see a couple drivers going over the edge a little bit here. Track limits not being adhered to properly. There's contact between one of the FRL cars and Edwin Noor, who found himself spinning. Plenty of drivers involved. The Liam Jumans should be able to get going. Oh, they turned themselves around as well. Oh no. Disaster here at the start. And that is definitely not the cleanest start I have ever seen from an FRL lobby. Normally I like to praise them for a good TR, and this has actually meant that the drivers that were normally fighting at the top now fighting unfortunately a little bit further down. This is unfortunate, right? Fiorentini leading. Tasca is also one that's gone off decently well, but the thing is now that could have been so much worse. And mainly the AM drivers getting themselves involved in incidents. It's not a good sign whatsoever. Mirko Fiorentina's been able to get a gap between. We do see that there was a driver of the FRL team going wide. Yeah, there we do see the overtake coming through from Alex Sakdal. He is going to be improving himself up into position here a little bit, but he's still got very long to go. Currently in P4. Edwin Noor trying to make that comeback happen, has just managed to get the move done onto Juman in the background. And Dolphy currently in P7, one of the only BMWs out there on the grid. And yeah, Fiorentini obviously has managed to create a gap, but he does have a drive-through himself, so that's not going to be very handy coming into this. This is Daniel Nagaitsev. Had a rough qualifying. Is now finding himself, well, going very wide first of all, but now finding himself in P8. We'll see what comes out there. This seems good for now. Now, you'll take it as it stands right now. I think mainly if you're involved in any of the early incidents, you're wondering, is it worth pitting out there right now? You do see the 296 of Sranovic, who's come back into the pits. He's actually teleported there, so it seems like they're in massive trouble after that first initial hit. Quite a hard one at that also. As we see the drivers go for a Rouge for the second time now. Rantini currently out there leading the way, but the last is going to try and get a move on. Down the inside he goes. The BMW will take the lead on lap 2. Track conditions improving to greasy as David Hill has managed to make his way by into the top 5, and that's the David Hill that I know. Had a little bit of a tough qualifying. I think a little bit disappointing for his standards, although these drivers are just so incredibly quick right now, so maybe we shouldn't judge that for in here. We see Tycho Hofmans trying to attack Nagaitsev, looking to get by him. Let's see if they can do it. Nicky Fiorentini looking to get out there also, but he's still got that drive-through that he needs to deal with. The AM class, it's currently Tycho Hofmans leading the charge. Himself behind all the pro drivers right now, but ahead of all the AMs. So that's good news for him. He's actually got a second clear of driver behind him, which is Tom Ferrier, but he has had a little bit of a tough qualifying. So number 13's gone off very hard into the wall by the looks of it. He is going to be standing there for a while. Beyond frustrating for him. No more movement at all. He's currently stuck there. Don't know exactly how that has gone. Fortunately, I guess that does happen here. Yeah, so many drivers involved in the beginning. We do see Fiorentini is going to try and come in and serve that drive through. Now, I think a wise decision. There's no point in wasting all that energy and all that time fighting people that you're going to be massively behind once you get in there too. The number 13 still not cleared of the track. At some point we're going to have to see a move. Track is really getting to that dry point rather quickly. It's quite warm out there with 27 degrees ambient. That's something as well. Jan Barfrey trying to continue. He's actually moved up a little bit here at the tough qualifying as well. Now he's finding himself close to Alan Palmer, the driver behind him. As for example, we do see Carly Ewers is about to get lapped already if he's not careful, because look at where the current leader is already driving. We do see Thomas Knopek's taken over the lead from the last, so they are now leading. Beautiful stuff out there. Now trying to come out there. Thomas Knopek really getting the lead on the guts. He's got himself a 15-second penalty. That is incredibly tough out there right now. But yeah, 4 cars involved in that first instant, at least when it came to the big one. Gaitsev, Kapi Mates, Renovic and Barf were the main ones, but we also see some smaller and crashes and some drivers who obviously had to slam on the brakes to avoid them. Gaitsev with that penalty, he's got a decision to make. Is he going to be coming in to serve it early and go on an alternative strategy, or is he waiting for the track to dry up a little bit more? You can really see the lines out there now on the track. Now side by side here with Edwin Noor. Looks like it is going to be the Aston Martin getting ahead nicely then. As the Lasses has lost another position, we do see David Hill now getting ahead too, coming up. And yeah, a little bit of contact between them all. But now we're really getting to the hard racing. It is still the BMW in P3. Still going to be relatively satisfied. He's bounced it off the curb a little bit too aggressively. He's going to have to lift off. That allows some more drivers to get by him. Unfortunately, he's going to move down to P4. Alex Sackdown has come in, so has Edwin Noor. So they're taking that pit stop early. And probably there is an idea behind this, but I'm just not so sure what that is right now. Let's see if we can get some more out there. Still trying to come out there. Thomas Saska in P3. Thomas Knopek leading the race as it stands right now. We do now see, after that big mistake, Thomas Knopek's lost a couple positions. Now we see another driver going wide. It's the 2 BMWs together. And there we see more contact. David Hill's gotten ahead, but Landolf is also taking a position up the inside here. We see plenty of moves happening here in the beginning of the race. It's very hard racing. I'm expecting normally things to settle down rather quickly, right? You don't want to get involved into big incidents, and you don't want to be fighting too hard. We've got some long stints to do, but turns out that we're getting the opposite here. Interesting to see. Now we see more drivers coming in already. I guess they're feeling it's time for a tire change here. The GT3 now on a 20-second penalty. Things just don't get any better for him. Now do they? Including the current race leader coming in. David Hill will take over. My guess is that the penalty's got to do with Nagaitsev. I wanted to go 3 wide on the camel straight, which didn't really work out as planned. Unfortunately. Track now back to green, so we are really seeing now that the track has essentially completely dried up. I mean that the drivers that were on wet tires really need to try and come in soon, whenever they have the opportunity to. And the GT3 is currently still staying out there in P5, although it's all just false sense of security at the end here. Martini is really the one that's fallen back the most here. Currently the fastest race lap has been set by him also, 2:22.002. As the first 10 minutes and a half officially passed here in Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps. More drivers pitting. The field is going to get shaken up rather quickly. And Thomas Tuska, the Vic Project Strato car. Should try and get a hold on Jan Barf. Would like to get himself involved here. I wonder if he's going to be able to do so. Time will tell. Jan Barf. Oh man, he would love to get involved right now. Trying to get closer to Alan Palmer. One of the drivers that's actually in a separate class here, so I wonder if he's going to put up much of a fight here for the overall position, or if he's thinking about his result in the class right now. Ferrier has had a little bit of a moment here. Seems to have recovered. Alex Sachtel's made his way by because of it though. Jan Barf now finding himself close up to Alan Palmer. Yeah, we're seeing some very mixed things out there. We're seeing some drivers that were all the way back there, like Nagaitsev, right? Struggling, was still in P5. And, you know, if you compare that to, for example, drivers that we were seeing at the front, like Alex Sachtel currently all the way down there. That's a 3:31, of course. So compared to the start, you know, we've really seen some mixed results. David Hill, currently the driver, that is in P1 from 7th on the grid. But we're also seeing, for example, that Fiorentini has lost 8 positions since he started, right? So not ideal here. Zoranovic also 9 positions down, currently finding himself last in the field out of 17 cars. Obviously one of the cars that hasn't qualified and had to start from the back because of it. The race is still very long. The guys have obviously yet to service penalties, so everything's going to get shaken up a little bit afterwards. The driver obviously that we had seen in the wall earlier, that is Suarez, has got quite a bit of damage, as was to be expected himself. And well, Tesca's open up the attack now on the current leader, David Hill. Now these two are sending in some very fast laps right now, both in the 220s. One of the few drivers that are actually able to do 220 laps. Now fighting each other. Going to be having a little bit of a hard time, of course. They don't want to compete against each other too much. We'll see how they do. Saska looking to come in. Trying to make his way to the corner, trying to pressure Scotsman into making a mistake, but currently not able to do so. So they stay out there. There's some massive work right now. In the slipstream, of course, Tasca's not going to have any problem staying with him, especially not on this part of the track where you have so many long straights, like, for example, the one we're going to get to in just a second here. Dolphy's still kind of fine in P3, but not really in contention range either as it stands. The leader's currently completed 6 laps so far in 15 minutes. So for the people that are just joining in, welcome to the 6 hours of Spa-Francorchamps. Very good to see you guys on the chat. Unable to read chat as quickly and as often as I'd like to, but I'd like to say welcome everyone. Hope you guys are all enjoying the stream so far. Got a long way to go in the 6-hour race. Teams of 3, teams of 2, excuse me, actually. So 3 hours they're driving, and these two still battling not only in this race but also for the championship. So this is going to be a very important one, although good chance it won't settle that early, but you know, we'll figure that out. Thomas Tasca really wants this. There, how it's going to be looking. Maybe there's a dive down the inside. Oh, he wanted to, but not able to do so there. That's a shame. Imagine just what he could have done there. Tasca going really, really wide. Just trying to see if he can push up a little bit here. Fiorentini, the current driver with the fastest lap time, doing a 2:19.350 now that the track is really getting dry. Him and Thomas Knoppik are hitting those lap times. We're seeing Hill and Tasca being quite a bit slower. It's currently the only direct battle on the track also. Thomas Tasca, I think, has gone a little bit wider than he anticipated. Might be an opportunity for David Hill to get him out of that slipstream. However, it seems like the gap actually hasn't improved as much as he was probably hoping for. So far, all is good. Wonder how this is going to be looking afterwards. I mean, there is just a tiny opportunity. We're going to see some back. We see Alan Palmer now getting challenged by Fiorentini. He's going to go down the inside. Alan Palmer also knows that there's absolutely no reason to defend something like this. So he's just currently storming through the field, gaining positions back, left, right, and center. Tasca still also the driver that's hit the highest top speed at 273 kilometers an hour as it stands right now. However, is slowly but surely losing that connection to David Hill here. So these are going to be some very important laps here. Try and stay with it. And on and over the edge they are from time to time. Let's see how the rest of the field is doing here. We do see that the battles have kind of calmed down. Is Landolfi currently finding himself in P3 as it stands right now. And it really seems unbothered for now, which is really good. He could just focus up on straight up pace right now. That will have to do for now. Now getting closer to his next opponent. Once again, it is an AM driver, so I'm not expecting them to really fight too hard for it, although you never know how it goes. I mean, he's entitled to fight for this position if he wants to. However, considering that he has got some damage at the front, and Fiorentini is objectively the faster driver, he's indeed going to try and let him by in a very safe way, which is very good to see. You know, that's really got himself that potential going. Mirko Fiorentini trying to stow out there with Thomas Saska now trying to do what he can. As close that gap down a little bit, is still getting a massive tow down this Camel straight. Coming into the come, we're just gonna have to see. Dares to go for a later braking point. Wood dares to just push that a little bit harder. Alex Sackdal, as it stands, currently P12. To catch up to Blauwitz here. It's gonna be a while till he gets there though. The lap times are kind of similar. Blauwitz is about a second slower. You know, Zoranovic really struggling out there right now. During his class. Currently in the absolute last position here. We'll see. This is a team race, right? That with Pizzuti we see some teams of 3, but the majority of them are 2. For example, actually the number 6 car is a massive one at that. They have 4 drivers signed up for this race, so they're all going to have very limited stints by the looks of it. Interesting decision there for the Dutch team in their Ferrari 296 GT3. Wonder what the call for that is and why exactly they've gone for that decision. But there's a good reason. And you know what? I must say, things currently settling down. This battle is still getting more and more exciting to watch. Taskas once again closed down the gap to David Hill, but obviously he knows how to defend rather well. Very experienced driver behind the wheel. Over 3,000 hours in Assetto Corsa Competizione, if I'm not mistaken, and that's obviously so much. Fiorentini now looking to get by Jan Barf, and actually Jan Barf's already lifted off, so yeah, it's gonna be a nice clean overtake coming out there. Getting himself back into that top 6, and well, next up, he's gonna have to get quite a gap down as the current driver ahead of that, Daniil Negaitsev, is all the way down there. Tasca now is close up once again. Hasn't been able to make his way by on the Camel straight. Will have to just stay behind him for the upcoming corners as well. Doesn't really have the opportunity to. Moves as of yet. Any more moves coming out now that Tasca's managed to make his way clear? I don't think so. My breath for a second. No, it's a clean move, and there's nothing absolutely that could be done against it. Daniel Blauwitz still out there in P12. Alex Sackdal's made his way past, and don't exactly know if he's going to be trying to get out there. Now we see David Hill still behind. Taskas made his way by, and it's going to be the toughest win. Now, what I found interesting, as was pointed out to me earlier, the number 6 car in the league for the first time. But actually don't know exactly what they're doing here, because some of the names are very familiar to me here in the FRL championships in general. Maybe not this one specifically, but the first time they've signed up for something together. I'm not entirely sure. In the end, it doesn't matter much anyways. As long as they're happy and they're doing their thing. Matt Venor. And out of just yet, David Hill still in second place. You know, we're still yet to see Nagantsev come in for that 20-second penalty. I guess they're just going to try and go with this all the way to the driver swap. That's what I would have done at least. Ooh, Palmer. He's gone off, and he's gone off hard. Let's see what happens in that replay. Now, I don't know how it is for you guys over there in chat, but currently where I'm located, it's about 30 degrees. I can tell you one thing. If you are sim racing, and those are the conditions you got in, as he just got loose. Illusion Radial actually didn't hit the wall as hard as I expected him to. But still, though, it's going to be valuable time lost here. Laura now looking to get by. This Freer ahead of him. The line just seems so much more solid out there, and that should be just the overtake coming in. A little bit of slipstream also is going to try and go around the outside. Still side by side, actually. Ferrari obviously not really known for its power on the straight lines, and now it's going to be a matter of making that move happen. They're going to go into it side by side, which means the move is far from completed as of yet. Still, though, Freer wants to try and defend this. He's entitled to do so. They're going side by side into it again. Look at how much of the track they're currently using. Now he is ahead, and I think he's done the move. That is absolutely sensational from Edwin Noor. Edwin Norris managed to stick it. He's going to be happy with that. Moving up to P4 in class as it stands right now. Currently still, that class is being led by Tycho Hofmans. He's managed to nail his line so far, and really hasn't gotten into much trouble by the looks of it. Good to see that he's doing exactly the thing that we need him to do. Astro. Very happy with how this is going, I think. Freer is still trying to get him calmed up here if they have the opportunity to. That way, Noor pushing as hard as he can to try and get away. Cap has really gotten out there now. We see that Alex Actal is getting closer to another FRL car, so Alex Actal looking to get by Alan Palmer. Should be able to do so without any problems. Obviously different classes that they're racing him. Palmer's been very respectful with these kind of moves. He doesn't want to get into the way. A little bit sketchy through there. Managing to make it work. Great to see. It's, well, time's really ticking away here. I think that should be the move done for now. Still, all 17 drivers are driving in. Tom Freer is unfortunately losing that connection now, though. Blauwitz is looking to get up to Alan Palmer as well. If he has the opportunity to, that is. There goes the move. A very, very brave lunge down the inside that he managed to make stick. Blauwitz moving up another position. is now currently finding himself, well, still in last position in his class, but at least now P11 overall. Barf's come in, serving a penalty here. Sorry, serving a pit stop here, not a penalty, of course. The penalty, currently the only one out there, is still in the hands of Nagaitsev, finding himself over in 5th place, but this is going to be way further down. Alfred needs to come in, although I must say he's got quite the gap to the current driver in number 6, Mirko Fiorentini, who currently is the faster driver out there. Is currently doing about a second faster per lap in general. And I'm not expecting that to really change around. Like, Nagaitsev obviously really struggling in the rain to get the car going in qualifying. So far, it's looking like it is going to be dry for a while, at least in the coming 30 minutes. The weather obviously decided a couple days in advance. We used to actually run live weather here. We've kind of gotten off that now. Still though, awesome to see the current conditions. Davy Hill wanting to get himself involved and getting up close to Tasca, not able to do so. And Exacta was gone by Barf, who's currently pitting. We're also seeing a couple other drivers going by. Blauwitz making his way through Rouge and Radial. Snailed that line again. Currently in P10. As Alan Palmer, oh, that's going to be a big shunt. Let's watch that one again. Makes his way down here. This is all looking good for now. Can make his way up, lifts a little bit, and the car just gets loose. Tries to stay out of the barrier, overcorrects. And then a very big hit in towards the wall there. Now, in the meanwhile, you guys weren't able to see it. Barf also had a little bit of a moment coming into the wall. And therefore, probably that is the reason that he is pitted right now. Tigo Hofmans is trying to come out there too, currently in P4. Track is still very green. Not a lot of rubber being laid down on this track right now. Now, actually, as I say that, it's changed to fast. So now we're getting into that area where we're going to see the lap times being bumped up a little bit here. Obviously, it's just an indicator, so it isn't that the grip suddenly goes up by a couple percentages, no. But it is now indicating that the track is probably at the fastest it's going to be in a while. Although the conditions are still rather warm, that is going to be something you're going to have to get used to. So we'll have to do the trick as well. As, well, Alan Palmer has lost another position. This time around, it is a driver that is in the same class as him. So that is an actual position lost on track. Obviously still got some heavy front end damage to that car. They haven't really pitted around for it just yet. They wanted to stay out there. They have done that just well. Freer's actually also looking to close that gap right now. He's very, very close up right now. He's going to try and open that attack. As Tom Freer needs to wait. He's actually lifted there a little bit here. Just able to get out there now. He's going to try and come side by side into the corner. More drivers involved. It is also going to be, and this is a little bit unfortunate timing now. We're going to see that faster Aston Martin looking to come out there. That's actually currently the race leader coming out there, the 313. Currently on his 13th lap. And yeah, just a little bit awkward all around, right? Just not really in the right place at the right time. But, you know, this will have to do. Here we go again. David Hill trying to come out there. Now let's see if we can see anything else happening. David Hill's currently 2.5 seconds behind. Now, even though he wants to get up closer, not able to do so. Landolf is actually getting up closer and closer. He's been sneaking up, kind of just hiding around in the dark. You haven't really been able to see much of him, but he is currently nailing his lap times. He's about as quick on average as David Hill is. Though his fastest lap time has been a little bit quicker. For something else to happen. Thomas Knoppek currently in P8. Powerful's been in the pit for a while, roughly 40 seconds of damage, but finally out there again. And Assetto Racing team guys just really not having a great stint right now. Keep in mind it's also in the pro class. Yet to see the driver swaps, of course, so see what happens. Rear trying to come out there. We'll see what can happen. Currently it's all looking good by the looks of it, but anything can still change. The guys have obviously still got that penalty around to play around as well. Now, by the way, for the people that aren't subscribed already, make sure you check out the Formula Racing League YouTube channel. We obviously put out quite a bit of content, quite a few races in different games. rFactor 2, Le Mans Ultimate, Assetto Corsa Competizione, the one you're watching right now. So if you're interested in joining us, feel free to check us out on the SimGrid. And if not, make sure you enjoy all the content on our YouTube channel. Dolphy, currently P3. Lost a couple milliseconds here and there, but still within range for David Hill. Suarez, second last position for now in the AM class. Have to make that recovery a little bit later on. There's Alan Palmer. Always he had a moment. The looks of it, he has. Just let some drivers by, but what has then happened? Seriously, oh, just doesn't make the corner. Okay, well, a little bit of a weird one. Able to let the faster drivers by before continuing again. A big deal. Thomas Knoppek now getting closer up to Mate, who is obviously the driver in second place of the AM class. Thomas Knoppek a little bit further back in his own class, as he is P8 overall. P6 in the pro class. Love to get by, but not sure if he's going to be able to do so. There it is. It's going to try and let that go. Doesn't need to fight for it. It's only just going to cost him time. Plus he's got damage on the car anyways. Here's the driver we haven't seen in a long while. Liam Juman still out there, but it's not really competitive at the moment. Doesn't really have the straight up pace, and it's also of course been involved in some early incidents. The guys are getting closer here to the leader in the AM class. Difficult decision. Do you try and move by, or what is the game plan here? I wonder. It's going to be awkward here between them. He could absolutely go for the overtake here, but what's he going to gain from it? 20 seconds that he's going to have to spend in the pits afterwards. He's going to go for the move. Elfman's not going to defend that one by the looks of it, and he shouldn't. Although I say that, there's the exit, and the exit is a lot better right there. Once again, he's ahead by the looks of it. The guys have still side by side here. He's going to be able to do so, I'm not so sure. Looks not yet here. Juma wants this. Here we look to go again. Maybe the move from Juneman indeed does make his way by Palmer, who hasn't really been putting up many active fights as it stands right now. I wonder why that is. Interesting decisions being made at least. Just 20 minutes remaining. So we're going to move over to the Autocam stream. That is the plan for now, but I'll keep you guys updated on that one. As this month is really a true endurance month, right? We've got the 24 hours of Le Mans, the 24 hours of the Nürburgring, of being some very, very iconic races, of course. So, you know, in that sense, it's been really awesome to see. These are still finding time out there, not only to watch, but also to race themselves in positions like this. Hoffman still leading the AM class right now. P5 he is. Very convincingly too, the gap to mate is quite significant by the looks of it. They're looking to keep going whenever they can. So far that's all been very, very good. I think can still happen. There we do see, it doesn't quite have the pace to catch up. Oh, well, and Palmer's had a moment again. He's able to recover this time around. So it's not the end of the world. See, far from ideal, but you know, we got the trick done. There we see Hoffman's also sliding around a couple of times here. We also did see that the track is going to be dry for quite a while now. It's another 30 minutes by the looks of it. It's very, very humid, very, very warm climate that we're currently in. David Hill, what can he do? I wonder. Seems like all is fine for now. Oh, a little bit more time yet to come in, but so far it seems like the dust has really settled out there. Majority of the drivers all in a very safe and comfortable position right now. No one really challenging each other. I mean, there's no need to, right? So I think honestly they're happy with how this is looking right now. Just currently has got the lap times on. It's Thomas Knoppek who's currently set the fastest race lap. The only driver to really get close, and that's a 2:18.9 is the fastest we're seeing out there right now. He's really nailed that consistency so far also. RS once again a little bit sketchy over there. Looks like he has managed at least. That damage is just really not helping him. Smranovic obviously more than a minute, almost a minute down still. He's just got such a long way to go right now. 60 minutes. Then we're an hour in already. So 3/4 of an hour have already passed. Impressive stuff, I must really, really say so far. now all is still looking good. Suarez getting closer up to Alan Palmer now, was falling back a little bit. Here we see Suarez have a little bit of a moment. Sure, he's made his way by, but he's gone really, really wide doing so, overtaking Alan Palmer. Tigo Hofmans is now once again catching up to Nagaitsev. Probably very frustrating for him also. Just want to be held up, of course. Here we look to go again. Hoffman's still catching. What he can do, I'm not so sure, but this is not easy for him at the moment. I guess he's just stuck there for the time being. Alex Sackdal is looking to get closer to mate, but he's got quite a comeback to make right now. Just doing his own thing. Current race leader still Thomas Tasca. 3 seconds clear of Davy Hill, was lost a couple seconds here and there. All they're doing is very similar lap time, so I doubt we're going to see them close anywhere soon. Hofmans wanting to get up closer. Alan Palmer trying to get out there also. Are we going to be seeing any comeback anytime soon, I wonder? How much time is there left here to get anything done? I wonder. Guess we're about to find out. Hofmonster currently all good to go. Davy Hill would also like to get involved, of course, but if they can do it. Sacked out, wanting to get up close. Sacked now has finally closed that gap down to Mr. Mate. He's trying to get out there. Exactly, you know, now that he's gotten by, it seems to be that he's created quite the gap here. Order is still the same everywhere by the looks of it. Lenore, P11. It's getting up a little bit closer to the driver ahead of him, although not that that would really matter. They're obviously on very, very different laps, very, very different strategies at that point. It is Landolfi ahead of him. 21 laps in. Taska currently leading 21 laps. Zoranovic is on 18, so he's the only one on 18 laps as it stands right now. He's got the longest way to go. Try and make a comeback. Looking to come in again. Still that 20 seconds though for the Gaitsev is not going to do him any favors. Means that we're going to see some drivers go and have him most likely when they do that driver swap. As obviously that stint timer is slowly but surely coming down. 65 minutes it is in total that you can do before the other driver needs to hop in. Hours and 8 minutes. Well, there isn't too much time left in their stint to really get a move on. And then obviously everything's going to change, right? Everyone's driving a curtain pace right now. We're gonna be awaiting how the other drivers are gonna do, because the majority of the cars that are currently on track are still driven by the driver who's also done the qualifying for them. This time, of course, not pushing in as aggressively as one would expect. Gotta see what happens here. Seems like all is good for now, though. As was to be expected. Is there anything else that can happen right now? I'm not so sure, but by the looks of it, all the drivers are quite far apart. Now all seems okay. Or how things will be looking afterwards, but so far, you know, I think this is a great result from them. Davey Hill wants to get himself involved also. whenever he has the opportunity to. Now, all is good for now. David Hill doesn't seem to be able to catch Taskas Central right now. Landolfi's still in P3. Nagahatsev a little bit further down. Tarantini had made that comeback past the first drivers rather easily. Now is struggling to do a little bit more. It's still P10 as it stands right now. It took him out there. Oh, it's wanting to get out there. To try and get involved. It's 8 seconds off the pace right now compared to Mate, who still got obviously that damage that he's just dragging across this entire stint right now. But we're gonna have to see some repairs as soon as we get the driver swaps in there. Camel straight out there. Is there anything else that we can see? Do now see that made us lost a tiny bit of time. But that is a little bit sketchy right there. That does happen from time to time. First hour almost done here. There's really not much time left. Barf still currently in last position here. Now we see Evanor coming in. So should be the first one doing their driver swap then. Obviously we are now exactly on that minute. It's a 65-minute timer here that you can do it in. So we are going to be seeing a lot of drivers coming in all at once essentially. Might be able to squeeze one more lap in, maybe two if you're very, very quick. But even then, you know, it's going to be very sketchy. You might not want to try and take that to yourself. We're going to see. We are now officially past that 1 hour mark. Everything should be ready to go. Nor is gonna be coming in. It's gonna be costing him time though. Usually that's how that goes. It can still happen. Davey Hill wanting to get himself involved, and there he goes, comes in. Well, Tasca's actually trying to get another lap in here, so we're gonna see how Oliver Jewick's gonna do when he gets into that McLaren. Obviously the comfortable car David Hill's been driving since it feels like forever. And with now just the weather forecast updating too, it's looking like it's gonna be a little bit more sunny than it is right now, which is good to see also. And Dolphy stayed out. And therefore, Jewick is gonna get into that car a little bit earlier and fresher, so we're gonna see some changes coming out there. Now Hoffman's moving into the top 3 overall, funnily as that is. Was to be expected maybe. A little bit weird, I must admit. See him out there like that, but that's because he has stayed out. There's Oliver Jewick is coming. Still all in the pits at once. Now we do see it's actually for inside that's driving with him. I thought for a second it's gonna be for Jewick, but turns out they are with 3 as well. So looks like it's gonna be in that car first. I guess that also means that David Hill's only got 1 stint left to go of roughly an hour. I guess they're all gonna do 2 stints. That's at least what I would expect. It's the most logical combination here. Oh, a little bit sketchy around there. Ooh, that was almost an incident right there. And sometimes really needs to try and come in here. Thomas Tasca being one of them, of course. All good to go. And yeah, this is really going to shake up the order. Daniel Blauwitz is getting out there on track right now. Blauwitz has gone for that double stint. Here are the teams as they stand right now, 27 laps in. It's obviously going to be a little bit messier. The BOP getting in as well. We see that Alan Palmer and Tom Bernil once again are teamed up as well. Good to see them. Alan Palmer still in that car for now. Right, by the looks of it, the autocam is on, which means that we have come to the end of this broadcast. It was quite a challenging one at that. I hope you guys have enjoyed it regardless. There will be a link in the chat in just a second. I'll post it for you guys there. You guys can hop over. Autocam is currently running. Therefore, you're able to get into that rather easily. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this first stint. And there we go. And well, this one will be headed out. So link right now. And well, Autocam is going to be what you're going to have to deal with. I am off at least for now. And I'll see you guys a little bit later as well.
Middle
racing.